What? Okay, so all I know is that there is a brand new Avatar fighting game, and I'm super excited. I've been a big fan of Avatar. The two Avatar things I have seen have been really good, and I personally love it. I love the fact that James Cameron was pioneering enough to make two Avatar movies. The Blue Cat thing is not really that many people are into it, but I'm sort of into it when it's around, you know, like, right? So the fact that we're going to be getting like an Avatar, wait a minute, what do you mean? Oh, not the Blue Kitty thing. Oh, the other one, the non-papyrus one?
Papyrus!
So Avatar, The Last Airbender, appropriately, is getting a fighting game. I have been very disconnected from the internet today. I've been putting up like Halloween decorations and stuff, right? And I was up way too late, so I haven't had access to my phone a lot of today. All I know is that there's an Avatar fighting game. In my head, I'm like, that's existed, right? That's been a thing. There's been some things. There's been some Nicktoons like All-Star Brawl Battle Royale, like... There's some Nick games that have existed. Nickelodeon games have tried to do this. I swear there was some Smash, like, I feel like this could be a situation where maybe I made something up in my head. I swear there was an Avatar Smash, like, on, like, the Wii or something, like, way back in the day, maybe. But in my head, that always feels like that's what they would do. It always feels like if there's an Avatar game, it would likely be either like a Smash-like or like an arena game, you know? Nick All-Star was something like that, right? I think in our heads, that's where they would go for that, you know? So to me, like, the visual style is already kind of defined. None of those games seem particularly, like, really good. They don't seem, like, really crazy. But yeah, I'm just gonna watch the trailer. I'm hearing some interesting people are working on this. That's all I've kind of heard about it, and I've seen the splash art. So I personally feel, as I look it up, the biggest thing, and as somebody that watched a bit of Korra, I saw the first season of Korra, and I watched pretty much every episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender as it came out, and I owned the DVD set. It was, it's an amazing show. People grew up with that now, and it was like their childhood, you know? So to me, it's like a lot of the Avatar games that come out do not really have the visual aesthetic of the show, which is hard to accomplish. Like, that's difficult, dude. So anyway, I think if I'm thinking about Avatar, the biggest thing I'm thinking about is visuals, if it can look the way it should. So let me just fire this up. Avatar trailer. Oh, dude, wait, what? It is 2D. Oh, shit. Chill. What? It doesn't look like a GameCube game? Okay. Bro, what the heck? There's cinematics? Oh my god. What? It's actually hand-drawn. Was that Azula back there? Bro, are the supers? Do the supers have like super animations? It reminds me of how they did supers in like Diesel Legacy. Wow. Brother. It actually looks like the show. It's the same devs. It looks like the show, dude. What is this? Realms collide? Like, what? Yeah, this is what I'm expecting what I was expecting it to look like. Pretty much. Oh. No. This looks much better. Hold on a second. I want to slow this down. In my head, the most important, dude, even the backgrounds of a ton of characters. Most important thing in an Avatar game is the fact that it needs to look like the show. And I don't really feel like many of the games that have ever existed look like the show. Like, and if anything, that was the one thing that Dragon Ball FighterZ had going for it very well. It looked almost better than the source material it came from. So wait a minute. To preface this game was canceled, right? Like, there was talks about the Avatar fighting game, I swear, like a year or 2 years ago. And it was like, whoa, that's cool. And then at some point, either a year or a year and a half ago, there was something that like, as something happened, it's just not, it isn't happening, you know? And then now it shows back up. Canceled end of last year, different dev and publisher now. Interesting. Interesting. And it's like the same people that did Diesel Legacy, or the same like publisher? Them's fighting herd devs. Really? Is it the devs or is it the publisher? Because that's different. There's different publishers for all this stuff, and even the publishers for those games went through some stuff, you know? People are saying it's like, this is a shader. My dude, no, it is not. This is not a shader. This is all drawn. Like, these are very high resolution drawings. Like, effectively, you're getting almost like an HD remix, probably even higher resolution. Jesus, man. They have good hit stun. They have screen shake. Okay. The fact that it goes into cinematic, similar to Diesel Legacy. Who is that? Who is this? Well, I don't chat. Who is this chick? I'm covering this. Crap. What's going on over here? Who is this chick? It's not Zuko. No. Who's this chick? That's June? I forgot her. So it wasn't Azula. I don't know if Azula's going to be in the game. These look good, man. Holy shit. These look like the same people that animated the show. At least to me. It's been a long time, right? It's granted, like, even when Korra came out, that was like almost 15 years ago now, right? You know, dude, I'm getting flashbacks. You know why? Chill. Hold on. Oh, Azula is in it. Shit. I've been here before. I remember specifically talking to the devs of this game, being like, hey, guys, you know, this was the Platinum Games like Korra game that came out a long time ago as we were messing around with it. And I was like, doesn't this franchise make the most sense for a fighting game? Doesn't that make the most sense that this could possibly be a fighting game? And this was like a super low budget game that Platinum Games like made very quickly, but it was still pretty fun. It was like the best 7 out of 10 you can possibly give it. And it is good. It's like legit not bad. It's crazy that like how many years later? That was like 2013, 2014. We have more details on this stuff. Is there like a Steam page? What's it coming out on? Steam, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, no Switch 1. All right. What does the Steam store have to say? Wow. Bro, this looks cool. There's like lighting effects on the characters. Wow. Okay. I like how expressive everybody is. There's a lot of different stages. They're putting a lot of the characters that might not actually be in the game in the background. It very much reminds me of like a Skullgirls situation, yeah. It's got rollback and full crossplay. Oh, so they get it. All the fire effects are hand-drawn and shit. Wow, look at the smear frames. Okay, that's pretty sick looking. The fact, dude, the fact that it's an old school 2D game and it goes into like cinematic super is kind of crazy to me. Again, like Diesel Legacy did this when like a character does a super, it does like a super high resolution, like zoom in of the character, and they do a pose or something and they execute the super and then it pans back out. And back in the day, like, how did they do that? Well, they literally stuck like a JPEG on the screen, right? And they did it. Please tell me this isn't tagged. Please tell me it is. Please tell me it is. Nah, it's a 1v1 fighter. I mean, I'm fine with that. Spirit of Elemental Mastery, designed for both newcomers and veterans. It channels the energy of classic It channels the energy of classic fighting games while breaking new ground in movement, style, and combat expression? What? Built with the focus on fluidity, responsiveness, and online integrity, the game invites players to discover what it truly means to fight with purpose. Hand-drawn 2D, it is crafted to preserve the style and expressive animation of the... Wow. Not a tag fighter, and it seems like it's very aware, right? I think I retweeted from the announcement of this, Kim, who worked at Capcom, who was like one of the big Capcom fighting game dudes. Kim was here, chat, when we did Capcom vs. SNK 2. He was one of the better CVS2 players back in the day, right? He's like one of the best. I think this was the thing he said he was working on, which I guess makes sense because this is just fighting game cake, right? This is fighting game cheesecake. Channels energy of classic fighting games with movement style and combat expression. This is just bait for fighting game players right here. 12 characters, spectatable, selectable. Wait, what? Selectable supports influence your fighting style, and this game has a groove system. Support characters influence your fighting style and grant special moves. It kind of has like an MK1, MVC1 assist system. Are they like cameos? I need more information on that. The fact that it changes your fighting style and gives you specials is not like a cameo, unless they fight with you. That'd be weird. Okay, that almost sounds like also MVC1, you know? Unique flow system with movement-centric gameplay. I don't know what the heck that means. Single-player campaign with narrative, combo trials gallery, best in-class netcode and crossplay. Chat, I didn't play much. We played Diesel Legacy locally. How did that play online? Anybody know? That game had like 4-player. Best in class is a bold. I think best in class. They just mean rollback netcode, right? You must just mean rollback netcode if that's the case. And crossplay. Additional features mechanics will be announced soon. It's a working title. Yeah, this is probably going to change. Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game. That probably should change. I don't love it having the fighting game, you know, in the title. This is one of those IPs. Like, I would even argue similar to, like, Invincible, where it's like, yeah, that's just made for a fighting game, bro. Like, this kind of stuff is literally what you would want to be made into a fighting game. The whole point of the show is a collision of, like, martial arts styles and all that kind of stuff. Characters do look a little small. I wonder what the reason is for that. Let me see. I need to go back and look. When was the release date? Is it next year? Or is it just TBD? Did I already see that? Was it 2026? Summer of 26, okay. Wow, okay. They're very teasery. They're not even showing like full things. Just a couple of moves. Wow, what did you just do? What did you just do? So you have like a mobility jump off a rock thing? That's cool. That's cool. Oh, almost guaranteed it's going to have auto combos. Almost guaranteed there will be like easy combos. And it should have auto combos. I'm going to be real. It should have auto combos. As long as they're bad, right? As long, again, chat, as a brutal reminder, auto combos are completely fine. As long as they're not good. As long as they don't do a shit ton of damage and they're like close to doing as good damage as the normal combos, yeah, we're going to run into big problems. But if they're just there to do cool stuff and lead to cool things, as an example, 2XKO has auto combos, bro. And guess what? You never see them once you're beyond like a certain rank because they're not good. You just do the better stuff, you know? Which is great. That's the way it should be. Summer 26, yeah. This looks like a level 3 or something. Maybe a level 1? Dude, I'm shocked how good the characters look. Yeah, I want to see what like with the UI and all that stuff. I want to see what the gameplay looks like. Here's where my brain was at. My brain was like, this is gonna look like this. Hold on a second. And not to like throw like shade, but like comparatively speaking, this is just the way these characters have mostly been rendered in the past, right? And this game was very fun. Like, to give it credit, obviously a super low budget, but it was. They were doing the best with what they had.
Avatar Aang is back.
And usually like the art style would look like this, right? It'd be like weirdly semi-realistic, closer into a like realistic lighting. And it would kind of like, you know, it would look like that. Damn, 360p. It would have this visual look, you know, the uncanny sort of 3D look, which I never really agree with, especially considering the source material, you know? So yeah, yeah, like, this is usually how this stuff would look, you know? This is usually how the presentation that whenever I see like an Avatar game, this is usually how it looks, all right? Which is just like, okay, you know, it's pretty far-fetched from the show, man. It's pretty far-fetched. I think that's the one thing that I think is the most impressive about this, especially considering that the source material is what it is. Yeah, dude, this actually looks something pretty close to what its source material is, especially in these cinematics, man. That's crazy that they do big ol' resolution full screen cinematics. Probably a lot of people similar to my age, if not 10 years younger, that would be really into this. They're gonna have to have a beta or something. Or it's gonna have to be at a trade show. It was shown at Comic-Con. 12 characters at the start, too. All right. Can this not come out when Tokon comes out? Just a question, right? Could this not come out when Tokon comes out? Is that possible? How are those assist characters on each side? I don't. That's a good question. Do they consider what's going on in the background the assist characters? Is like Appa an assist character technically? Does he give you like windy bullshit? More windy bullshit? Because there's some characters that look like, yeah, there's some characters that look like they're there with purpose, you know? They're actually here with like purpose. Because they're different than the generic characters in the background. Yeah. What's her name? The snarky chick. Chick that thinks she's better than everybody. What's her name? Mai, yeah, exactly. I wonder. That reminds me of like old SNK games, right? Right, that's like old KOF stuff. Where your characters that help you out are actually hanging out in the background and sort of like watching with you, you know? That's who Zuko marries. Yeah, she's important. I mean these characters. I don't know who these guys are. Is one of these the Cabbage Bro? Cabbage Bro's gonna be in the background peddling cabbages or some shit. Why doesn't it look like the M. Night Shyamalan movie? Why doesn't it look just like the M. Night Shyamalan movie? Why didn't we scan in all the characters and de-age everybody from the M. Night Shyamalan movie? Like,